So now we'll become to a bit of a awkward topic. We This is the chapter of Hayd, Istihala and Nifas. Okay? So this one is only directed for the ladies and the female, they're not the men, but it's good for the guys to know so that they can understand if they get some mood swings, they encounter some mood swings or something, they know where, why, and they know when to steer clear. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so Hayd refers to menstruation, which is every month. If you, yeah. Istihada refers to hemorrhage as a result of some kind of illness of the womb or sex organs. And nifas is the blood that flows after childbirth. Okay, so these are the three categories that we'll be looking at. Okay, so first let's focus on Hayd. Hayd is the periodic loss of blood from the womb. It takes place in order that an ovum, which is a female egg, can be fertilized in the womb by some male sperm. When a woman menstruates, cleanliness becomes haram upon her because Hayd necessitates cleanliness. Okay? Salah becomes haram upon her and there is no need for her to repeat the salah she has missed. So, for those of you who do not know, if you are in your Hayd and you cannot perform salah, but unlike with the case of fasting, we have to pay in those days that you've missed for salah. You don't have to repeat those salahs and pay it in. Okay? So you guys are lucky in that respect. Okay? And like I mentioned, for fasting, fasting becomes haram upon her, but she has to repeat that which she has missed because Sawm only comes once a year and it is very good for your health. As we mentioned, the health aspects of Tahara. Okay? The third one is Tawaf, which is when we go to Makkah for maybe perhaps Umrah or for Hajj, or if we just go to Makkah, you'll see there's always people performing Tawaf, which basically means they're circling around the Kaaba. Okay? So Tawaf becomes haram upon her because Tawaf requires Tahara, cleanliness, and the Tahara is nullified because of her Hayd. Okay? So, for those of you who do not know what haram means, it basically means impermissible. Okay? So you prohibited from performing tawaf, from fasting, from performing your salah. Okay? And then also, this one a lot of people maybe forget is it is haram to read, touch and carry the Quran while you're in a state of Hayd. Okay? So if you have no other option, I think maybe just use a cloth, put it over and place it somewhere out of the way on the shelf. But it shouldn't remain on the shelf for too long. You should open it at least once a day, inshallah. Okay. Okay, we got a question.
So, is it haram to even read it from memory, the Quran, while you have your Hayd?
So the question is, if you memorize the Quran, are you allowed to still recite it for a female if she has Hayd?
From memory.
From memory, yes. Not from the Quran, from memory.
Okay. I'm not sure, but we'll take that down and then we'll get back to you, inshallah. Okay.
And please do take that down.
Okay.
I also have a question.
Yes.
My question is, can you read the Quran from a cell phone app?
Yes.
Is that permissible?
Yes, and luckily, I asked my father during Ramadan now because someone told me no, you don't need wudu to read the Quran. You can scroll and stuff. And I asked my father, and he said it is permissible to read the Quran from yourself without wudu. Okay, so that just giving you some incentive to read Quran.
We just want to let the viewers know that Muhammad's father is a Maulana.
Yes, so he is a Maulana. Let's just leave it at that.
I think we have a question.
Do you have another question?
No questions.
Okay.
We thank the audience for coming out today.
And for the questions as well.
For the questions, yes.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Carrying on. It is also haram to stay or remain in the masjid, but to cross or pass the masjid is permissible. Okay? So in your haid, you aren't allowed to go into the masjid, but if you have to like get from the one side because your home is like on the other side of the masjid and there's no other way, so you're allowed to like go through the mosque, or it's permissible to go around the mosque, past the mosque. Okay? And then it's also haram to have sexual intercourse during your haid period. Okay. Okay. So we're going to be looking at the minimum and maximum periods of haid. So what constitute as being haid and what constitute as being istihada. Okay. So firstly, the minimum age of a girl that can get haid is at the age of 9. Younger than that is not considered as haid, and you should probably visit the doctor to find out what that is. And then the minimum period a woman can get haid is a day and a night, that is 24 hours. And any flow of blood for less than that 24 hours is not haid but istihada. And we mentioned istihada, this is hemorrhage as a result of some kind of illness of the womb or sex organs. So if you do experience, you are as a woman experience any flow of blood for less than 24 hours, it could be one of those, and you should probably see a doctor as well. Okay. The maximum period of haid is 15 days. So anything, the maximum period of haid is 15 days. The minimum period of tuhur, clean period, is also 15 days. So 15 days haid, 15 days cleanliness instead of tuhur. Okay. There is no limit concerning the maximum period of tuhur, clean period. It can be 20 days, 1 month, 2 months. Okay, so we say the minimum is 15 days and the maximum, there's no maximum. So you can be in the state of tuhur for, meaning cleanliness, clean period, so not experiencing haid for like 20 days, 1 month, 2 months, etc. Okay, and then when a woman sees yellow or impurity other than the menstrual period blood that is in her clean period, it is not considered as haid. So any other fluids that is not blood, which is does not constitute haid, and you are not in a state of haid. Okay? Yes.
We have a question?
Another question? Just leave the mic there. You can't cut out.
I just wanted to ask regarding this part of the minimum period a woman can get haid is a day and a night, 24 hours back. So what happens if your period starts like maybe in the middle of the day and carries on straight to the next day? Do you have to fast in that day or?
In the case of fasting?
Yeah, in the case of fasting.
Okay, so you were fasting and then you got your haid before Pukata?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, no, that day you have to fast.
Okay.
Because like your day got cut over there, so like it doesn't work like a pro rata. So you can't just like, oh, I still had only 1 hour left till Pukata. I can just fast 1 hour. No, you have to fill in, like I have to pay that entire day. Okay?
It's a good question.
Yeah, Shukran. Okay, can we carry on? Okay, so we'll be looking at the 3 types of women. And I personally think the 3 types is a bit low. But this is going to be very generalized.
We just make the rule.
Okay, so the 3 types of women that you find, and we are not objectifying women, we're just giving some guidelines. Okay?
Oh, I see. After.
Okay. The 3 types of women, what does this refer to? Okay, so the first type that you get is mubtadi'a. This means a woman who gets her haid for the first time. So you're 9 years old and you experience your haid, you are considered a mubtadi'a. Okay? The second type of woman that you find is mu'tada'a. Mu'tada. There we go. Mu'tada. This is a woman who has got a habit that is every month for a menstrual period, for example 6, 7, 8 days. Okay? So each woman knows what her habit is or her patterns. Okay? And then the third type of woman that you find is mumayyaza. mumayyiza. Okay, this is a woman who can differentiate between the different types of blood. That is, when she sees a certain type of blood, she knows exactly that she has hayd or istihada. Okay, so she can differentiate between her blood. Okay. There are a few issues and matters concerning the mu'tada, meaning the woman who has a habit. So she knows how many days she gets a hayd for, when, etc., etc. Okay, so the few masail, that is issues and matters with that. So the first one is, when a woman exceeds her habit, but she does not exceed the maximum period of hayd, which is 15 days, her habit changes. Okay, so if she exceeds her habit, so instead of 7 days, which is habit, she has 10 days. But 10 days is still less than 15 days. Her habit changes, and that's fine. Okay. The second part is when she exceeds her habit and the maximum period, that is, she goes past the 7 days and she goes past the 15. Now she's beyond the 15 as well. She goes back to the maximum period, which is 15 days, and the extra days that are considered istihada. Okay, so she has to clean herself and repeat the salah she has missed. Okay, so this is, she had 7 days, now she went beyond 7 days, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 days, that's the maximum that your hayd can last for. So when she goes on to a 16th day, now it's considered istihada, and now it's not considered hayd. So when she's in the state of istihada, she is still not pure, so she still cannot perform salah, fast, and so on. But in this case, she has to repeat the salah she has missed, and obviously the fast as well. Okay. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. The third one that you find is when the blood stops before her habit, which is, for example, on the 6th day. She must perform a salah, but she can't have sexual intercourse until her habit of 6 days is finished. Okay? So her habit is 6 days. It stops on the 5th day. The hayd stops. So they say she must perform a salah. So she can perform salah. She has to perform salah for the 6th day, which would normally have been inside her habit. So now her hayd has just been like a bit, her habit has been shortened. Okay? But she cannot have sexual intercourse for that 6th day until her habit has run its course. Okay? You know, in time, we can go till 12, I think. Is that fine? Let me just see what. Yeah, we can finish up until the fast. Okay. Okay. Now we come to the section of istihada. We finished hayd. Now we're looking at istihada, which, as I mentioned before, is a hemorrhage as a result of some kind of illness in the womb or sex organs. Okay. So when a woman's menstrual period has exceeded the maximum period of hayd, which is 15 days, the extra days are considered as istihada. It is wajib meaning compulsory, for her to wash the blood and to put some protection before each salah. Okay. So according to this, okay, so when she's in the state of istihada, she can perform salah, correction. Before I said she can't. So when you're after your 15 days and you've still got blood flowing, it's considered istihada, but now you can perform salah, but you just need to put protection. Okay, I think everyone knows what that is. So like I said, she has to put on protection for each salah, and she has to make wudu for each salah. One wudu suffices for one salah, fard and sunnahs only. Okay? It is not permissible to make wudu before the time of salah is entered. So she can't make wudu for dhuhr, fajr time. Or she can't make wudu, or like, time dhuhr is about 12:45, that's the time, 12:50 that dhuhr becomes compulsory. That's the time of dhuhr. So, in Cape Town, yeah. So she can't make wudu 12 o'clock for 12:45, 12:50 or 1 o'clock, which is the norm. Okay? If she has started the salah and the blood stops, the salah is not valid. She has to wash herself, make wudu and perform the salah again. So while you're making salah and then the blood stops, so your istihada is over, but similar to the question that you asked with the fasting. You were fasting, and then in between the day before iftar time, your haid came in. You still have to repeat that day. So now here's basically kind of like the opposite, where you're in your salah and your istihara stops while you're in your salah. So for instance in Dhuhr, you're in your second rakat and then it stops. You have to repeat the salah. So you can't just like perform the salah and say, okay, I've done it, I don't have to repeat it. You have to repeat that salah. Okay? If the blood stops before she has started the salah, it is necessary that she washes the blood and repeat the wudu. Okay, so before you make salah and then, okay, it stops, then you need to clean yourself and then perform wudu and then make the salah. Okay? Okay, the last point that we're going to be focusing on is nifas. Okay? So this is the blood which flows after the woman has given birth. So I think they call it afterbirth. I think. Okay, let's go with I think. Okay, so all the things that are haram for a woman to do when she is in a state of haid are haram for her to do when she is in a state of nifas. Okay, so after giving birth, blood is still flowing. You cannot perform salah, you cannot fast, etc. Okay. If the blood comes out before a woman has given birth, it is not considered as nifas. Okay? So before she has given birth and then blood comes out, you should probably go to the doctor. Okay? Yeah, you should probably go to the doctor. But it's not considered nifas. Nifas is specifically that blood which comes out after having given birth. Okay? If the blood comes out after a woman has given birth, it is considered as nifas. There is no minimum period. It can only be a short time, for example, a few minutes. The maximum period is 40 days.
It's 60.
Oh, 60, sorry. The maximum period is 60 days. Correction. So the minimum period, so sometimes some women are just birth like that, where after birth, just a few minutes then the nifas is over. And then for some, unfortunately, it will carry on for about 60 days.
Okay, that concludes our first session of Fiqh classes in our Jamaica in the Nilsi.
Top floor.
Top floor in the Nilsi, yes. We have these classes every Saturday, as discussed at the start of the video. Muhammad would like to know what madhab does his notes come from, or that we discussed today.
Okay, so these notes are based on the Shafi madhab, so this is the Shafi Fiqh. Yes, so if you are Hanafi or Maliki or something and you maybe find some discrepancies in what we have said or discussed, know that that is most probably why. And if I did say anything incorrect or made some mistakes, you can just comment or email us at isis at sun.ac.za.
Yes, it's ISUS.
ISUS.
At sun.ac.za, yes. We will be discussing a possible name change in the future. Please look out for that video.
What does it stand for?
Oh, ISUS. It stands for the Islamic Society of University of Stellenbosch.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. On another note, for those that are in Stellenbosch, you're welcome to come to our playroom in the Nilsi. There's a lot of students that are still here in Stellenbosch on weekends. Muslim students, of course. You're welcome to come to our classes. We like to say shukran to the audience for coming. Shukran, audience.
Shukran, guys. And girls.
And girls, yes, for coming. So yes, please stay tuned to our YouTube channel. Subscribe, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and on Instagram. Alaikum salam.
And visit our website.
Your Muslim
Water.